Hi, I'm Kathy Williams, and today we have the top 3 pro women wakeboarders from Australia. We have Beck Gange, Amber Wing, and Haley Smith. So I'm going to let Amber get into it about the Aussie Tour. There's not one this year, and kind of give us a history about it.
So I guess for the past 4 years we've had women's on the Australian Pro Tour. The Australian Pro Tour actually has been running for 6 years, so most of its lifespan there have been women on it. Yeah. It's definitely been one of my major focuses every year is to have women on tour, and I've definitely pushed for that every year. With the economy and everyone struggling this year, it's not looking like there's just not enough money there, so women are not going to be riding this year.
Yeah, and it's been quite a struggle from the beginning, yeah?
Yeah, definitely every year, myself and Haley's definitely been helping me.
Yeah.
Is definitely a driving force behind why there is a pro tour and how that we can have a pro tour. This year, 2009, we had Shelby Cantar and Melissa Marquette. Flew them out. We did a road trip, we did clinics, so many other things outside of the pro tour that the companies would see it worth bringing the girls over, so that then we had a good field for riding on the pro tour.
Okay, and saying that, I'll take it to Haley. Amber just mentioned that the companies brought these girls over. You guys did a road trip. It got some American publicity, and do you feel like they got some value out of that?
Definitely. I think the major sponsor was Liquid Force, obviously, seeing that the girls are all, the team riders. We had 3 magazines publishing pages of this whole trip that Amber pretty much brought together. Wake in Australia, Alliance America, and Alliance UK all pushing it, as well as publicity online. So I think this is definitely it was an awesome thing for the companies to have, and for the girls themselves to promote themselves a little bit differently, and get the people reading about us throughout several pages, a series of pages, rather than small mentions here and there.
A little editorial note. Yeah. And saying that, so this year I think the girls have got more exposure on the Aussie Tour than ever before. I mean, even the American companies and the magazines have been super interested in websites, and it all seems like it started to go. And now this year you guys are facing not being on the pro tour, and like I said, it's always been a constant struggle. And for Beck here, she just started in 2 seasons ago. She's basically the new kid on the block, and now no tour. So what do you think about that? Where's your motivation coming from?
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
It's a bit empty now that we don't have the pro tour. Last year, I hung out with Amber and Haley and that, and Melissa and everything, and spent the whole summer going to the pro tours and everything. And now this year there's nothing, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do for the Australian summer. I'm kind of gonna go home in a little place called Mildura. Nothing much to do, just me and my family wakeboarding. And so without the pro tour, I don't have the chance to earn the money that they were giving out for the stops and stuff. And it's pretty sad actually, because now I'll just be chilling at home. And
So your sponsors at home, what have they said? If there's not going to be a pro tour, what's going to happen with sponsors?
Yeah, I don't really get any money from them anyway, so that side of it's not too bad. But they're hoping that I'm going to do something else for the female wakeboarding.
Right.
But yeah, see how it goes. And just got to ride and probably come back next year and maybe do the American side of it. So.
Well, that would be good, because you've definitely made an impact.
Yeah, I think
since you've been here in the States. We've seen you out a bit, even in some mags, I think, and definitely on some internet sites.
Yep.
So that's always good publicity for yourself and for women's wakeboarding.
Yeah, Pro Tour definitely got my name out there for sure.
Yeah.
The summer's not going to be completely empty.
I was just getting ready to say, what I know Amber is really involved in pushing the sport, and Haley as well. You girls kind of work together every year to try and keep pushing and getting more girls out on the water, because the more girls that are out on the water translates to hopefully getting some competition drive, some girls with some competitive edge, and get them out and give them a forum to be able to compete. And that's the only thing that I see with the Australian Pro Tour. By not being there for the girls, maybe you girls could get together with some good sponsors and maybe do some grassroots stuff, or what do you think?
Like, we have some ideas, and you know, we always want to bring a positive out of a situation that's occurred. So like, the way that I'm looking at it is, for the first time in 8 years, I get to go home and I get to ride a lot. And I think like that's going to be really great and really important. Like, you know, that Bet can go home and be, you know, behind her boat every day and learning new tricks to bring over here for the US Pro Tour. You know, Hayley and I are also working on doing a Boarding for Breast Cancer event in Australia. Oakley have the O Lab coming out to Australia, and they really want me to do something in wakeboarding. You know, they've got a bunch, like 3 different pairs of breast cancer sunglasses.
Yeah.
So, you know, they want to do something, and then there's always clinics, and I'm sure, not that anyone has talked about it, Hayley and I, as in anyone, or Beck, but, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a girls' clinic. Like, it always happens.
Yeah.
Whether we plan it or not, you know, all the girls definitely want it. So, you know, all the girls will be definitely getting together and doing events. And there's girls in Australia who no one knows about but are just super pumped on wakeboarding, and who will be running their own events as well.
Sure. And you know what, I think it's fair to mention what a lot of people online, when you guys watch this, when she talks about getting a chance to just ride every day. The thing is, when you're in a tournament season, it's not, you ride, but you don't get to ride every day, and you don't get to ride in a relaxed state. What happens is, basically, it's tournament season, you go out and you train. And training and just free riding is 2 different things. You try and bridge the gap to keep it fun by the people you ride with and things of that nature, but at the same time, there's traveling, you know, the food, because anyone that's been on the road a lot knows you don't eat the same like you would at home. So, you know, there's battles like that. And not only just here traveling within the States, it's also international travel. These girls have had a huge year, World Cup, and also here in the States. So they're going China, they're coming back here, they're going to Middle East, coming back here, going all these crazy places, and going home to Australia, you know, and that's a 20-some-odd hour flight. So, you know, for them, they were doing tournament riding all year round. You know, they've been doing back-to-back summers for, how many have you had, Hayley?